Now this actor, you might know her better as Rachel Zoe.
It's, I don't know, I'm working, the vision of what the designers do, what the magazine editors do, and just kind of growing up around that, my fashion icons, like, it's just something I always wanted to do. I just didn't know I could make a career out of it.
And bruised and a mess, and I was horrified. I began to cry. I asked them what happened.
Now you might be asking yourself, why is this important? Well, just stick with me here for a little bit and you're going to see how it gets important. See, on the Rachel Zoe show, she has a character, since now you know that the show is fake and it's scripted. She has a character that was an assistant that left. Here he is.
With Anne's performance dress.
What's wrong?
The tool on the top part of the dress is kind of causing a little bit of skin irritation.
Oh my God!
I'm worried that it's gonna become like a huge problem. To rise to the occasion like I never have before.
Now this person that you see here, he's also a character. This isn't a real person. This is somebody that's reading a part that's written on a script, because he's actually another actor that you've known from another show.
The only other option that I have is to stay, and I know that's not an option for me. So I'm gonna make Ashley cry. I hope my hair looks okay.
Alright, so you got Rachel Zoe's ex-assistant, or whatever his name was. I don't watch the show, so... But anyway, he plays the guy named Bentley in the recent Bachelorette TV show, supposed reality show, which you'll see now that's false too. The funny thing is that the person that is supposedly his ex-wife in real life, supposedly...
Oh, come on.
Well, that's one of the many moments from Monday night's Bachelorette that made Bentley the most hated man in America.
It did, and this morning, we're talking to the woman who's been married to him. Suzette Davis is Bentley's ex-wife and mother of their adorable 2-year-old daughter, Cosette. Good morning, Suzette.
Cosette. That's pretty funny, too. That's almost as good as Pepe Escobar with Tony Greenberg. So anyway, this actor right here, who is supposed to be his ex-wife, is none other than the character Rachel Zoe, again. And you'll see something that's really even crazier. Now, as you can see, the makeup that they use around the lips like this is called Old Age Stipple. It's a foam latex rubber that makes the skin basically bunch up and wrinkle when it dries. So it's very easy to do that, plus then they cake on the makeup on top of that, and makes her look much older than she is. But then we just adjust the opacity, making the top layer transparent, and we can see underneath, again, they're the same person. Look, she's even wearing the same earrings. It's very simple to Photoshop the eyes. As you can see in the video of Rachel Zoe, that's not her real color of her eyes. So, now, here's where it starts to get interesting. You see, Cosette, their supposed child, here she is none other than the child that they used for last year's season of The Bachelor as Emily's child, Ricky. Supposedly her ex died in a plane crash. She was a race car driver and left her alone, not knowing she was pregnant with the child. Good story. This is supposedly Rick and her, but notice the ring on her finger. That's the same one that the Bachelor, Brad, picked out and gave her. So now that you know that that show's fake, now we want to take a look at this actor, this Emily, because Emily is the same person as Zoe and as Bentley's ex-wife, but she also is in the media as an actor again for other fake media events, and here we see her at a younger age on the news.
It was bloody murder.
Stop.
Yeah, make sure you notice again it's from Phoenix.
Then this guy comes from over here.
Just shooting.
Mike Oates is one of 5 people grazed by a bullet. He now has a small puncture wound on his right shoulder.
Oh, he was crazy. He's trying to control everything in the whole house like that.
Joe Zamudio was inside Walgreens, and no sooner did he hear those shots than he...
And I just ran that way towards where that noise came from.
So I guess once you've been approved to do one of these fake media events, then you're just, they use you over and over again whenever they can because they know you can trust you.
He opted to keep most of his comments to himself.
I felt like there was nothing we could say to him that was going to matter. There's nothing that's going to matter to that kid except a needle on that.
The shooting started here in the front yard, and when everyone heard the gunshots, they ran into the backyard, jumped over that fence, and started running.
I just grabbed him and we just ran.
Bianca Vent grabbed an 8-year-old boy grazed by bullet fragments and helped him crawl over a fence to safety. His mom was shot and killed, and police say his dad is the shooter.
And he's like, what happened to my mom? Where's my mom? I feel like I could see me spending the rest of my life with him. And he cried a little bit, but I think he was just so confused. He didn't know what to think.
Bianca and the 8-year-old took shelter inside a stranger's house down the block.
So you say to yourself that, well, this is sort of harmless fun where they're just taking a part as an actor would in any type of role, and basically that's it. Well, I have to disagree with that because these actors are crossing the ethical lines. There's boundaries that they have to abide by. Now, not only do they, but the people that are producing these spots and actually propagating them across the globe as real, that is a serious crime in my position here. Now, the act of social manipulation is in itself harmful, as we can see that this country is where it is right now because of the fact that we've been socially manipulated by the mass media. We've been basically conditioned into thinking certain ways, and we think that that way of thinking is founded on factual information when it's not. All those facts that we thought were solid are out the window, and our foundation now has been based on something that's a lie. So we see that there is a harm when it comes to these actors playing this type of role. Now we take it to the next level of the fact that in that little clip we saw Joe Zamudio, one of the actors in the Gabrielle Giffords drill. That in itself is the next level of corruption, the next level of social manipulation and perception management, and the fact that it was propagated by our government again, and still is supported by those key figures in our government that are trying to push for agenda changers like the guns being removed from the population. That, by definition of Homeland Security, is a domestic terrorist act, because any threat of violence or any violent act in order to persuade or to get change of political policies is considered terrorism. So these people need to be held accountable.